Hey guys, Mr. T here, just doing a quick video on how to use Excel for your upcoming COVID-19 statistics in-class investigation. So every one of you gets access to Excel provided by the South Australian Education Department because we're all Microsoft here. And through your EdPass, you can go down to Microsoft 365 Excel. So you have it online. Now I have some made up data to show you the kind of things that you need to be able to do for this assignment. So what you can see here, I've pretended that I have some pre-provided data. We have two classes and it's comparing the study hours per week that they do with test scores out of 50. And right now, you can see that it appears to be arranged based on the test score, which is fine. The data is there, but it's not that helpful if I was asked to say, for example, compare which class did the best. Okay, it's not grouped up. So you're going to be doing something similar in your assignment, in class, under time pressure. So I need to show you ways of arranging data so that you can find statistics about it and then show you how to find those statistics live. Okay, so hopefully I don't make any mistakes here. So the best part of Excel and why it's so dominant and such a monopoly is that it's really easy to organize things. So what you want to do is select the data that you want, and let's say I wanted to compare the two classes with each other. And I can't right now because the classes are all mixed up because it's arranged by the test score. So what you want to do in Excel is, you can see it almost looks like a funnel shape, an A to Z. This is your sort and filter option. And so what you always want to do is do custom sort, because if you do sort ascending, sort descending, you don't know what column it's sorting by. If you do custom sort, you get to choose. So for example, if I wanted to sort it, right now it's sorted by test score out of 50. If I sort it by class, it's going to move the data properly, keep it together so I don't stuff up the data, but it's going to sort it arranged by class. And if I do that, the classes will be separated easily so I can manipulate their numbers easier. I can compare them now because the data has been grouped. Statistics is all about grouping data in certain ways and then finding statistics about those groups and then comparing them. So now I can do that because I have the classes very clearly separated or denoted, class 1 and class 2. Now one of the things that you'll need to be able to do is to find and draw a box plot. So the app that I've linked on the task sheet is here, iamathas.com. And you can see that it requires minimum, quartile 1, median. It needs the 5-number summary. Okay, so how do we find that in your Excel? Here, this one. The way that you can find that is with functions. So let's say min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. You have functions for that. And so if you remember from our previous topics, there's ways to find that by going equals, min, and you can see there's a function that already detects. And then if you put min in brackets, it's just asking you to find what is the minimum of the data. So I'm going to select the minimum of the scores for class 1. I'll do the max now. It's very similar. Equals max, bracket, find the max of my class 1 data. Median is quite similar as well. Median, it runs that. Median, select the data that you want it to find the median of. There. Now the quartile is a little more tricky. You go equals, quartile. Nope, spelt it wrong. I'll just click it. Returns the quartile of a data set. Now look here. It's asking for the array first, then a comma, and then you need tell it which quartile you want. So the array is the data that you want it to find. So select that, then put a comma, and then put the number for the quartile that you're interested in. You could type it or you could select it there. So this is going to find quartile 1 of my data, which is what I labeled here. And then here as well, equals quartile. Select the data, comma, 3. That's done. I have the numbers that I need to find the 5-number summary and draw a box plot. Now, I could do the same for class 2, right? But I won't demonstrate that. It'll take a bit longer. So how do I draw a box plot? You're going to have to draw a few box plots next to each other, a parallel box plot. So the way you would do that is to select 3 or 4 here, but I'm only going to draw 1. So 1 right now. This is class 1 scores box plot. What was the minimum? Minimum 2, quarter 1, 12.5, 31.5, 39.75, and 48. Here is where you decide the limits of the scale. So minimum is 2, I'll make it 0. The maximum, the highest number on that box plot is 48, I'll make it 50. Distance between the tick marks. Let's do 1 and see what it looks like. Here you can change the resolution or the pixels of your picture, which it'll generate and which you can copy and paste into your Google Doc. There, it's drawn it. So I probably wouldn't use this because you can see the numbers are all messed up. So I might make the ticks 2 instead and draw again. That's a little neater. That's a nice little box plot there. Okay. In the upcoming task, you're going to have to draw, I think it's 3 next to each other. So the only difference that you'd have to do would be to make the number of box plots 3 and do the same process, title, put the 5-number summary in, and then you might have to mess around with the box plot limits a little more because you need to fit all the box plots. All right. So that is how you deal with the box plots section. The second section that you need to deal with is drawing a scatter plot to look at the strength of the correlation between the data. So what we're trying to prove with this data is to see, is there any link between the study hours per week and the test score that people obtain? And so that's quite easy to do with Excel. You simply select the data that you want. So let's say I wanted to do both classes, and let's just see across both classes, is there a correlation between the study hours and the test score? So I'd select the data, I go insert, I'll go scatter plots, and it literally generates it for you. Okay, you're going to have to mess around with axis titles, chart title, etc. to get your full marks, because that's part of the conventions that you're expected to do, and that's what I've taught you in class about how to draw graphs properly. But you can see here there's a pretty strong correlation. Okay, it's not perfect, but there's a pretty strong correlation between the study time in hours and the mark obtained. Let's say we wanted to compare across classes. So like I said, with grouping, statistics is all about grouping. So this is both classes at the same time. There's a pretty strong correlation there. Look at that loser down there. Here I'm going to look at one class in particular, class 1. Select the data, insert, draw. Okay, that looks like this is class 1 only. Randomly, there's generally a positive linear correlation, but there's some people that have really struggled and go against the trend. Let's see class 2. Insert, Okay, class 2 seems a lot more strongly linearly related versus class 1. Okay, so that is just to demonstrate some of the skills that you'll need to show in Excel and online with the boxplot generator for your upcoming assignment. Hopefully that helps you out, and see you in the next video.